Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Patrick from Halos and Heroes. So the next two songs that I put out are going to be from C-Mob. The first one is going to be a pretty accurate description of how I felt when I was in the throes of addiction and where I felt that I was at. And the second one is going to be a more accurate depiction of where I'm at now and how I feel I'm doing now. So, if you guys are up for the journey, let's get started. C-Mob, Hollow Man.
People think I show no love. Could it be that I have no love to give? Every time I open my heart to somebody in the past, all they did was shut the lid. And I've had enough of it. Emotions are dangerous, like giving a drug to kids. So many people are dependent on love, like a vampire needs blood to live. And they wonder why I show no emotion. You can wanna cry for so low, you're roasting. I can feel a high with no roller coasting. Part of me is died that go shows devotion. I did away with all the feelings that reside within me, and there were plenty now aside, there's nothing.
So first of all, let's admire the ambiance with the green predominant coloring, the chimes in the background, the use of the metaphors and similes to express the emotion of the situation and the response to it. When people say I have no love to give, or maybe people say I show no love, maybe I just don't have love to give. Well, you get burned out when you start trusting people and you start caring about people, and then ultimately those people turn on you. After a while, you stop caring and you stop loving people because you don't feel like there's a reason to trust people anymore. And so, yes, it is easier to shut the lid on emotion and keep it bottled up than it is to actively and accurately express how you're feeling. And it becomes almost this sedative of emotion where you are just completely numb to everything. And whether it's people walking on you or using you or lying to you or stealing from you, you just become numb to it all, and you're just like, F it, I don't even care anymore.
The type of boy that I make you wanna kill, and the only time I feel is when I'm fucking. I think I lost my mind again, it's idling. I maybe need a vitamin, some niacin. I never need to cry again. I feel like the sad sound of a violin, cause I decided in letting all my feelings go. Now I'm no longer feeling low, but sometimes I feel like a sociopath, and I think I might be going into killing mode. I walk around with a blank stare, hoes looking for love, I can't give it, it ain't there.
Exactly. What you do, you feel like a sociopath. I would be up 5, 6, 7 days at a time, and I was paranoid, I was anxious, I was depressed, and I was on this constant roller coaster of emotion, but I tried to block it out at the same time. So the times that I did feel was this rapidly cycling up and down and up and down, and I would use more to block it out, and that would just increase the cycles. Even though I was ignoring them, they were still happening in the background, and it made it even more disruptive because I never knew exactly what I was feeling or going through, and it was hard.
That's attention I can't spare, and I can't care if you think that it ain't fair. I'm completely jaded, and that shit swallows innocent lies. But I do not wallow, sit and cry. I'm emotionally hollow on the inside. You see, I used to have nothing but love inside of me, but too many people stab me in the back and lied to me.
I think we can all understand that one. This song is pretty straightforward. It's all surface level. He is telling you exactly what it is like, what it's like, how it feels. No BS, no he's not really asking you to feel sorry for him. He's just telling you that there comes a point where the people around you and the people that purport to care don't. And so it just becomes this very, very taxing venture to let anyone into your life, into your circle, because they're not there for you. They're there for their own purposes, and whatever those may be, it's not you.
I used to think that my loved ones would all be there for me, but now I choose who I let in my circle way more carefully. And now I'm jaded, it's a miracle I made it. Every time I try to show love, all they show me back is hatred.
Again, I mean, like I just said, when you let people into your circle that are not there for the right purposes, they will use you for whatever they can get out of you, and then they will leave you. When you no longer can provide that service or that whatever, they're no longer interested in being your friend. And they probably weren't your friend to begin with.
This life does not treat me gently. I've given it all I can, and now I'm completely empty. Call me the hollow man. If everything happens for a reason, was I meant to be this way? I don't really see another option. Turning cold is the only way I live to see this day. I await to higher rates of lying snakes who try and hate. So many people that I used to have love for ended up with me in dire straits.
Now, one thing I want to address in this song specifically is the shifts in the rhythm and the way that he modulates the pitch and the ad-libs that go back and forth, especially if you're listening to this with headphones. I love how C-Mob is very concise with his wording and the way that his rhyme structure is and the way that he varies his rhyme structure. To me, that's very intricate, and I like rappers that do that. Hopsin does it, Tech-9 does it, NF does it, Massa Man does it. These are all people that have a very unique style, and I really appreciate it. It's very unique, and so keep going.
Annihilate all of the fake friends who take ends, winging out at home that will break in. They're waiting for the day you'll finally cave in. They're gathering behind your back and they get debating and hating on you while they're plotting on making another move. Get Satan awakened within them, giving them minimum hesitation to leave me aching, but the signs are faking, cause I've forsaken all of my emotions. No notion to be living in anger, but it doesn't mean you're not in imminent danger. Hit them with changers, it'll get stranger. Dealing with an apathetic sociopath embedded with the grind, focus on the cash and get it. Indebted to my own hollowness, it gets massive credit. You see, I used to.
See, what he's talking about here is when you're in the game and, you know, be it drugs, be it gangs, whatever, your whole focus is either getting product, moving product, getting money, or, you know, some combination. You know, there's even if your focus is getting money or stacking money in the game like that, you're really not. It never works out that way. And ultimately, all it takes is one wrong move and everything's gone. Where I was more of a facilitator and had my ends met by using people the way that people used me, he's talking more specifically about being strongly independent and focusing on getting what you need out of life and not worrying about the people around you. And I respect that. Where his is more game oriented in this specific song, the next song in the series will demonstrate how he has used that same mentality to better his life from the sober perspective. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, and why I'm running this channel the way I am, is, you know, I throw in some fun, I throw in some humor, because let's face it, we can't spend all day, every day, dwelling and being negative. But what we can do is reflect on the negative, learn from it, and then flip it and make it into a positive. And that's my goal for me, for the channel, and life in general, is to show you guys it is possible. It is. So hopefully I'm bringing that to you guys the best I can. I have a long way to go. I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes. Life is all about learning from where you've been and making it into something better. So let's go ahead and wrap this up, and then I hope you guys join me for the next in the series.
I have nothing but love inside of me, but too many people stab me in the back and lie to me. I used to think that my loved ones would all be there for me, but now I choose who I let in my circle way more carefully. And now I'm jaded, it's a miracle I made it. Every time I try to show love, all they show me back is hatred. This life does not treat me gently, I've given it all I can, and now I'm completely empty, call me the hollow man. People want to keep acting like they want to get up under my skin and get a reaction.
The other thing I want to focus on really quick, the use of the snake is very symbolic for the video. Even though it's a physical entity, it definitely represents the underlying purpose and theme of the song. And then we have we're staying with the green thematic throughout. It's very eerie and very tonal. Talking about how people will slide into your life just to get under your skin is a very common occurrence. We've all dealt with that. So how do we change these things, and how do we learn to recognize these things? Well, when you meet somebody new, it's very easy to be jaded and guarded and automatically assume that because you've had problems with people in your life in the past, that new people coming into your life are automatically there to be disruptive. Instead of automatically assuming the worst, feel the person out, hear what they have to say. Does this feel like a positive or negative opportunity for your life? Get to know the person a little bit. Again, Aristotle had this theory of subjective objectivity, where you invest as much emotion as you can pull back out. So, one of the problems that I had was investing all of who I was into the person I was with and losing myself in the process. Instead of defining my humanity through another person, I had to learn how to be my own person, and that other person in my life may complement me, but they are not me. They do not define me, and they are not the embodiment of me. Because if something happens and I lose that person, I have lost myself. I have lost my humanity. That same theory can be applied to friends and acquaintances that we meet in our life. If someone invites you over to do something for them, to help them, and they offer to do something in return, pay you for your services, are they good for it? Do they make good on it? And sometimes you may get burned. Sometimes things just didn't work out. But you can't automatically assume the worst in this situation because you got burned in the last situation. You have to remember that every person is different. Okay, I've talked too long.
See the heat blasting, try to take me out of the game because I keep mashing and rapping in elite fashion. So they try to find a way they can get me to slip up and then give them the time of day. But I ignore all the games that they're trying to play. I'll never be a mindless pawn. I stay to myself, antisocial and withdrawn. And people keep giving me reasons not to fuck with them, and damn it, the list long. It is what it is, I really don't give a fuck, I'm indifferent. People think I'm an asshole because I don't fuck with him, I don't give a shit. End of discussion, don't be mad cause I trust none, and not even just one. I don't even trust my own dick when the lust comes. You
Valid argument right there, by the way. You know, one of the things that I experienced in homelessness or near homelessness, or when I had a residence but the person that I was with was homeless, is a lot of times, and I'm saying this bluntly, women will put themselves out there like they're going to have sex with you, and it's bait to allow them to stay. And honestly, it's very easy to feel like there's a connection there or like you're going to get something out of it, when in reality, they just need a place to stay. And if they can string you along long enough to find the next place, they don't have to. And that is a very, very negative experience to fall into. Again, if you're meeting someone for the first time, get to know them. Figure out what they're about. You know, I used to let anybody stay with me, and then I'd have a hard time kicking them out. I don't do that anymore. I need to know that the person I'm letting stay with me does not have an ulterior motive. If they say they're going to be here for 3 days, they're going to be here for 3 days, and they're going to have an exit plan, or they're not coming in the first place.
never seen so much substance from someone who's filled with a vacancy. Wait and see, they call me the hollow man, but you'll never be breaking me. You see, I used to have nothing but love inside of me, but too many people stabbed me in the back and lied to me. I used to think that my loved ones would all be there for me, but now I choose who I let in my circle way more carefully. And now I'm jaded, it's a miracle I made it. Every time I try to show love, all they show me back is hatred. This life does not treat me gently, I've given it all I can, and now I'm completely empty, call me the hollow man.
Very graphic depiction at the end there. I apologize if anyone got offended, but honestly, it's a great symbolic representation of life at that point, when you feel like it's easier just to stop caring and rip your heart out than it is to keep feeling anything. And it's sad, but it's true. At any rate, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be back with part 2. And as always, I love you guys. You're not alone. Take care. And I care.